Hey, welcome to Reviews on the Run. We're enjoying the last big, beautiful day of summer, and we've got a huge game to talk about today.
It's called Spore.
Today on Reviews on the Run, Scott and I are taking a look at Spore, Infinite Undiscovery, Ratchet and Clank Future Quest for Booty, and in Versus, it's We Love Golf against Tiger Woods PGA Tour 09 All Play. We are indeed going to talk about Wil Wright's Spore. We've been waiting forever for this one, but first, let's reintroduce our good friend, Scott Jones.
Oh, Vic,
Mr. Scott Jones.
Thank you so much.
Good to have you back.
It's always a pleasure. You look terrific today, by the way.
Oh, thanks,
What
man.
is it?
It's the sunshine.
Vitamins?
And the Clinique. They work well together.
Are you tanning again?
Yeah,
what did I tell you about that?
I wish I was. I wish I had that spray on tan, so if I could use it. Scott Jones writes for crispygamer.com.
That's right.
Do check out the website. It's very well done. Okay, anyways, we're talking about Spore, Wil Wright's work of life, I think this thing is.
Everything that Wil Wright does is a masterpiece, or at least it's supposed to be a masterpiece.
Yeah.
And Spore, well,
EA would like us to believe that everything that Wil Wright does is a masterpiece. And listen, I have to tell you that I am the hugest fan of Wil Wright.
Oh, God, I'm with you.
Not necessarily because I love every single Sims game that I've played or, you know, every version of SimCity that I've played over the years.
Right.
But what I like about Wil Wright is that, like Bill Gates in a way, he is one of these guys that recognize that computers will be a means of expression that are going to bring people together, and that it's going to be a new way to convey the amalgamation of science and art, and he's made it mass market. And of course that kind of translates into the adoration that Spore has received for so many years now.
Many
already.
years, decades, it seems.
And now the game is finally reviewable. It's out, and it's here for us to play. And what did you think? What did you think of the game?
I have to be honest, because that's what you bring me here for.
It's honest reviews on the run.
I'm a little underwhelmed.
Honest is silent. You're underwhelmed?
A little underwhelmed.
Really?
Yeah. This was supposed to be Sim everything. This is a game that has so much promise, and finally it's here, and it's like a movie that received so much hype in advance, but when you finally see it, you sit there the whole time and you're thinking, it's okay, you know?
Do you think a lot of it stems from the fact that maybe the concept is more ambitious than the realization of the final product?
Yeah, I guess I was hoping for something more complex and engaging on more than just a level or two. And, you know, I expected to be overwhelmed, and I was, as I said, underwhelmed. So
I couldn't help but feel like the game had been partly inspired by
Civ Rev,
partly inspired by World of Warcraft.
Right.
A little bit of StarCraft maybe in there.
A little bit of Flow maybe.
A little bit of Flow in there.
A little touch of Pac-Man.
And when you think about all those individual games, they're more fun individually.
That's a good point. Let me ask you a question, though.
Yeah.
Was there any point in the game in which you felt a little tingle, a little excitement?
No, I do. And I think the most profound thing with this game is that it really picks up on a gamer's connection to collectability and to constant customization, because that's really what this is about, and that's what life in the grandest sense is about, right? It's about this constant change and constant kind of customizing for the environments. That's what happens in this game.
It's also symbolic of where we are in game development. You know,
Sure.
30 years into the medium, and you have a game in which you take a creature that begins as a single-cell organism, and you can customize it and grow it, and turn it into something more. And we're really in the age of self-expression. You know, and
really, absolutely.
And this is a game that really encapsulates that. All right, so conceptually, we both agree that the game is awesome.
Yes. Yeah, and I think there's some incredible design elements in there too. Like every time you do customize your character, your little character reacts, and he has a little dance, or he gets all angry.
What about the mating calls?
The mating calls are pretty awesome.
Let's hear your mating call.
This is a game that's really a difficult one to kind of wrap up into a nice, tidy 3-minute review. There's a lot of stuff to sink your teeth into here.
True.
It may not be the gameplay nirvana that you thought it was going to be, but it's still incredibly fun, and you know, it's really intuitive, and the controls are very simple, and there are lots of cool rewards all the way.
Turns out, for me, it's one of those games that I admire more than I enjoy.
Sure. What are you going to give Spore?
I'm going to give it an 8.5.
I'm giving it an 8.5 as well.
All right.
All right, I'm talking about a game right now on the DS called Wacky Racers. Let me tell you something. This is one of the biggest piles of I have ever had the displeasure of playing. Well, there's 3 things that are standard in racing, right? There's steering, acceleration, and braking. That's racing, right? Well, what if I were to tell you that this particular racing game doesn't have two of those three things? That's right, there's no accelerating and there's no braking. It is that dumb. And you say, oh, maybe it's just a game for kids. No, because even a 4-year-old wants to hit the A button and move the car or slow down. Now, this game came out on the Wii, and it was just as bad. The only difference in this one is that you get to blow into the DS controller. You're blowing it because this game blows. I'm giving this game a 1. You know what? It doesn't even deserve a 1. Why am I even giving it a 1? It doesn't even get a 1 on that. I'm giving it a 0.
Stick around, we're coming right back with a new RPG for the Xbox 360. It's called Infinite Undiscovered, right after this. Hey, welcome to my regular raving minute on Lego Batman. This time I'm talking about it on the DS, and yes, I love the game. I'm going to get that right out of the way. It's very fun, and like Lego Indiana Jones and Lego Star Wars on the DS before it, it's a different game that you're going to get on the PSP or the console versions. They go in a little bit tighter, so in a way you don't really get the whole sense of scale and verticality of Gotham City that you get in the other levels. Yes, you're still going to be walking on tight ropes, and you're still going to be climbing up ladders and doing a lot of the same activities with the different characters. I dig that. I dig that it's a different experience, and as a Batman fan and as somebody that likes Lego Batman, it's nice to extend it and have a different kind of approach to playing the game. Some of the ways that you solve the puzzles are a little bit different as well. They do take the stylus and the touchscreen into consideration. It's a solid game. It looks cool. They don't have the same cutscenes. They have kind of a comic book thing that takes you in between the levels. But I like it. I'm having a lot of fun. Lego Batman for the DS, 8.5 from me. Welcome back. We're talking about a game called Infinite Undiscovered.
What a title.
And that just...
What does it even mean?
That sets you back right away. You look at a title like that, it's like, this is going to just be frustrating.
It's like
we're never going to discover anything.
Right, it's like one of those words like jumbo shrimp. What does it mean? It's jumbo, but it's still a shrimp.
You're right. It's like jumbo shrimp or Final Fantasy.
Or Final...
You know what I'm saying?
Don't the fantasies keep going?
They never
this
stop.
Is the last one.
There is no final.
Even though there's 13 or 14.
There is no final, and there is no discovery in Infinite Undiscovered. Well, there kind of is. It's from Square Enix, so you expect this kind of level of quality in the production quality in the presentation.
You expect the same aesthetic.
You expect the same aesthetic. This is one of those games where if you're a jaded video game reviewer like Scott and I can be every once in a while, you start to sort of pick what the plot is going to be before you even pick up the game. Definitely borrows from previous Japanese RPGs that we played in the past.
There are themes that carry over, tropes.
Always is. Always has to be children, young people, super
man,
young.
boy / girl thing.
Yeah, very androgynous looking main characters. They always have to save the world. And this one, the developers have obviously read a little bit of Charles Dickens or have seen Man in the Iron Mask with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Elements of Tale of Two Cities.
Tale of Two Cities, exactly.
You're well read for a video game reviewer.
I've read a book or two.
You're making a big mistake. Who are you here for?
You, of course, Lord Sigmund.
Who?
You play a flute player who gets mistaken for this world saver called the Liberator.
Right.
His name is Sigmund, and he's like a valiant knight that's trying to rescue the Earth. Because the Earth is actually there's some evil group out there has put chains on the moon,
trying to use the moon.
The moon's power is it's all chained up, and Sigmund's running around the world breaking the chains. I like that kind of idea.
Breaking the chains.
Breaking the chains, man. One of the cool things, you pick up the Batwing for killing the bats, so I like that.
You like the Batwing.
I like the Batwing.
Yeah, but you spend the first hour and a half of the game running away from it.
You do run away.
Like the wolves, you can't
You
beat
run
those
away
wolves.
carrying the girl running through, getting chased and shot at.
Could
So
you
I like
beat
that.
those wolves? You stop and try and fight?
No, I ran.
You
can run, just like in Halo 2, you can just keep running past everything if you want to do that.
That's true. I forgot about that. I did do that quite a bit. Yeah.
I thought the gameplay was pretty cool because it was real time and it was
third-person action game. Really,
it was hack and slash. It was definitely no Devil May Cry, no Force Unleashed,
no, certainly not,
no Ninja Gaiden. No. But it was fun, and there's some special power moves and things like that. The big conceit with the game, though, is you can have lots of characters join your party.
Right.
It has depth. There's lots of stuff to collect. and there's lots of AI kind of teammates that you can kind of control and stuff like that.
The
and
level of quality.
But the level of quality not so great for Xbox 360.
You think so?
I mean, definitely not as slick looking to me as even Final Fantasy 12 was on the PlayStation 2. What are you going to give Infinite Undiscovered?
I'm going to give an Infinite 7.0.
I'm giving it a 7.5. I think it's definitely a solid action RPG. Not the best that Square Enix is capable of, but definitely not the worst. This is an okay game. Stick around. We've got Sony and Insomniac's great PlayStation 3 downloadable experiment after this. It's called Ratchet and Clank Quest for Booty.
You're going to walk the plank.
Yeah. Welcome back. Scott and I are talking about one of my favorite topics, Ratchet and Clank. They're back in a new mini adventure for the PlayStation 3.
You know, we're out here in this harbor, and you know what? I want to get in one of those boats and go on an adventure. What do you say, me and you?
Pirate ship 3-hour tour?
A 3-hour tour.
I love it,
and then we'll get stranded somewhere, and then we'll have to make a radio out of a coconut.
That's what this is kind of like. It's a 3-hour tour through the Ratchet
Basically
and Clank
is.
universe.
Nice.
It's actually, as solid an experience, I think, as Ratchet and Clank Future Tours of Destruction was in terms of presentation and graphics and
slick.
Not enough nuts and bolts to collect, I found this time. They really
they cut down 0.001%.
They really got to ante that up a little bit because you just can't collect enough.
It's like the whole game is one big sea of nuts and bolts.
I love it, though.
Dive into.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, you feel like you're getting somewhere even when you're not.
I know, you really do, and that's the thing. There is
it's a genius of Ted Price.
You love that man.
I'm sorry.
It's like me with The Dark Knight, mentioning it in every episode of Electric Playground. Every time you're on Reviews on the Run, you got to say Ted Price. I love it. It's all good. No, but I thought the coolest thing about this game is it wastes no time. It jumps you right into the experience, especially when you're playing. We were reviewing other stuff this week too, and we were looking at some very slow adventure games.
Other crap.
So when you walk away from those games and jump into this, it's just like,
here's
visual stimulation.
Yeah.
Here's all the things that you can play with.
Things flying everywhere, spaceships soaring over.
It's platforming candy is what this
really is.
And especially if you feasted on a diet of candy of video games for many years like you and I have, it's really just jumping in. It's a language we all know.
You know what?
I enjoy it.
I go back to 1996 in Super Mario 64, which was really pioneered the whole third-person action genre.
Yes.
And now here I wonder sometimes if Insomniac hasn't perfected it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really an extrapolation of that 3D platforming genius of that game.
The open world.
But there's still some things that, especially recently with Super Mario Galaxy, that they do a little bit better, I think, at Nintendo. You know, there's a little bit more inventiveness. I mean, jumping into bee suits and things like that. There's still like the crazy amount of cool weapons that you can pick up in this one.
Actually, they seem like they scaled it down just a bit this time.
Yeah.
They took away some of the weapons from Tools of Destruction.
You start off with the big collection, and
then
you lose,
and they take them all away.
You pick up some new ones.
Slowly, randomly gain them all back.
But it isn't as many, right? You're absolutely correct.
The theme from Tools of Destruction that I really liked that they picked up on with Quest for Booty, obviously, is the pirate theme. It was the best part of Tools of Destruction. It was
great.
And Insomniac very wisely capitalized on that.
Great voice acting.
Great voice acting. Very funny stuff. I mean,
I love even just the characters that are inhabiting the first island that you land on, and they're just like, I didn't know it was tourist season. And the fact that it's a $15 purchase, it's a downloadable thing. It does take up 3 gigs of space or 2.6 gigs of space, but it's worth it. What are you going to give Ratchet and Clank Future Quest for Booty?
8.
I'm giving it an 8 as well. I think it's a must download. Today in hardware, we're talking about a new PSP, fairly new. You're touching me.
Are you comfortable with that?
That's very weird.
I'm okay with it.
We're talking about the new PSP pack. This is all Madden all the time. It's got the Madden 09 built into the game, like it comes with the game.
Right.
It has the NFL Films special UMD collection.
I love those NFL films.
They're great, man.
And then it was 4th down and 10, and they never had a hope or a prayer.
If you want the drama of the sport, that's what you want right there, right? I mean, that really kind of boils it down. But, you just get a metallic blue PSP. You get a 1 gig memory stick.
That's nice.
Which is solid. What do those things run for now?
They're not cheap.
Like $50, $60?
They've come down a little bit.
All right, and then you get a download code for Beats, which is a really cool music game for the PSP where you can actually play your own music. It's kind of Guitar Hero-esque on your PSP.
And you get that for how much money?
$200 for the whole package. It's PSP Slim, so it's the second-gen PSP. The third-generation PSP is coming out later this year, probably next month. The only thing I don't like about it, and this is true with this package as well, is that you don't get the full case with your game. You only get the little cardboard sleeve.
Why do they do that?
It's
so annoying.
It's a cheap out, you know, because you can't really stack it up with the rest of your PSP games in your collection.
Put it in a drawer somewhere and you'll lose it.
So there are some caveats here, but I am going to recommend it if you're a football fan, don't have a PSP, looking for a good deal, and not too put off by the fact that there's going to be a new PSP with a better screen very soon.
I'm going to recommend this, absolutely. For
right.
all the same reasons Vic just said.
Stick around. Great verses for you after this. We've got 2 Wii golf games. Tiger Woods going up against We Love Golf right after this.
All right, welcome back to Reviews on the Run. Today we have a Versus for the Ages. Usually before we do these verses, we know there's a clear-cut winner. But today we got a match that's,
I know there's a clear-cut
It's like
winner.
Joe Frazier and Muhammad Ali.
Yeah,
Wrong sport, though.
No, it's a bit closer.
Yeah.
This one's golf.
Talking golf. Are you a golfer?
Not at all.
No, me neither.
No.
So we're talking about We Love Golf from Capcom for the Wii. And we're talking about Tiger Woods PGA Tour 09 also for the Wii.
The all-play version.
The all-play version,
Yeah,
that's right.
That's the new delineation this year. All right, but let's talk about graphics, though, for these two. How do they,
obviously,
they stack up?
Tiger goes with the more realistic graphics.
Tiger is looking more like this background.
Right.
Like this would be the waterfowl right there.
Right.
And We Love Golf looks like a Nintendo Wii cartoony game. It's made by Camelot, who specializes in these, big head sports titles. They did Mario Tennis and Mario Golf for Nintendo before. They've done some
They've made some terrific golf games.
They're a really solid developer, and they know how to make arcade-style golf really fun. And I really did have a good time playing the game. Visually, though, you're really kind of, if you're a golf fanatic at all, you watch the golf on television, you play golf in real life, you go to the mini putt with your kids, you like pitch and putt, if you are into the sport of golf, you're going to be looking at Tiger with your mouth on the floor right now, with your jaw on the floor, because it is a very good looking.
See a little bird go over, maybe.
Beautiful.
You're going to feel the ocean breeze blow in. When you're down at Pebble Beach, you're going to feel like you're at Pebble Beach.
You really will, and honestly, the environments are gorgeous, and the Tiger Woods model is incredible.
He's sexy this year.
I'm going to go to Tiger Woods.
Yeah, you know what? I am Tiger Woods all the way this year. There's so much to do. There's so much to see in this game.
All right, audio-wise, how do you think these two stacked up? We have a lot of jazz, lounge, kind of annoying Japanese pop music in We Love Golf.
Yeah.
And then you got some licensed tunes in Tiger Woods.
Well, I think of all the sports games, I think audio matters the least in the golf games.
It's true, but I do like the announcers in Tiger Woods. I like when, you go down to the Scottish brogue guy on the course.
Kelly, this ball is mashed right down the middle.
You've got the play-by-play going the whole time. I think that was pretty solid.
Yeah, I like when they call the green the dance floor.
Yeah.
That's clever.
That's cool. I like that. And then the other game, in We Love Golf, the characters each have their own little voices, and they're appropriate for the types of characterizations that they have within the game.
Some characters squeak and stuff.
I like the audio in both games, but I think overall presentation-wise and sort of production value-wise, I think the audio is better in Tiger Woods. But I didn't mind the audio in We Love Golf, but I'm giving it to Tiger.
Tiger, okay. Tiger 2 for 2 so far.
Here's where it counts, though. Gameplay, how do the two stack up? Arcadey golf, and then kind of a simulation with lots of arcadey elements in Tiger Woods.
Right.
Is what we're looking at, right? But a lot more detail, a lot more finesse, I think, in the terms of the Tiger Woods kind of approach to swinging the golf club. There is so much subtlety this year.
It seems like the developers with Tiger Woods really had a handle on things this year. I mean, you can fine-tune your game in ways that you couldn't before. When you get a nice drive down the fairway, feels like a nice drive this year, rather than some sort of hiccupy kind of, maybe it goes into the woods, maybe it doesn't,
You feel that connection for sure.
Feel the connection.
Yeah, and they've simplified it. I mean, it's got the all-play distinction, so you can definitely make it as simple and easy to pick up as you want, to the point where it'll show you the shot, and it'll tell you exactly where the ball is going to land.
It'll do everything for you.
Yeah, basically all you just have to do is that, and you're sinking some holes in the ones.
Yeah.
They're both as addictive and fun. I would say that in terms of quality of experience, you're going to have a great time in both games. But if you have kids, you've got a family that you play games with together, I think We Love Golf is one of those perfect games to kind of educate your kids about the sport, but Tiger Woods does a little bit of that too with all of their mini games and all the extras that they have.
This has been quite a versus.
Yeah.
You know, I'm on the edge of my seat.
They're both good, man.
What?
They're both good. It's Tiger Woods for me.
It's easily the best golf game for the Wii.
As great as the PS3 and 360 game is, I think if I was going to sit down to play Tiger Woods, I'd play it on the Wii.
All right, I'm with you.
What are you going to give Tiger Woods PGA Tour 09 All Play?
8.5, solid.
I'm giving it a 9. What are you going to give We Love Golf?
7.5, solid.
I'm giving it an 8. There you go. 2 good golf games you can pick up for the Wii. We both agree, though, Tiger Woods is the way to go. Today on the show, Scott and I took a look at Spore. The concepts and ambitions are massive and admirable, but the final product isn't quite as engaging or overwhelming as we originally thought it would be. Infinite Undiscovery, a solid action RPG with lots of familiar story elements for Japanese RPG fans to enjoy, but it's disappointing that it's not as slick as Square's Final Fantasy or Kingdom Hearts series have been on the PlayStation 2. Ratchet and Clank Future Quest for Booty, an incredibly addictive and rewarding mini-adventure with terrific presentation at a budget price. How can you lose? In Versus, we looked at We Love Golf, which features cool Capcom characters, online play, and solid gameplay that make this cartoony golf title a blast, but it certainly won't satisfy you if you're looking for more realism. Meanwhile, Tiger Woods PGA Tour 09 All Play brings all kinds of realism, great online play, and terrific, accessible mini-games, and ends up being the best golf game you can play on the Wii. Deciding on the winner was easy. It was Tiger Woods PGA Tour 09 All Play, and it's also our Rogers Video Game of the Week.